Do. Why, hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 3 of still unnamed Fizz Drives to Work was one. I think there was a pretty good suggestion about like a Yappin' Drive sort of thing, so I don't know. But I think we'll call it Fizz Drives to Work for right now. I'd like to apologize for last week. I only drove to work one day, and I missed the rest because I was sick. So that's why, I wasn't feeling too good last week. Didn't really drive to work, which I feel like it would be disingenuous if I was to make this stream or make this video or podcast. Well, I use podcast very lightly here, but if I name it "Drive to Work" and I record it when I'm not, driving to work. But welcome back. It's made a resounding return, which is good. Last one actually did pretty well, so thank you all for watching. These are 100% unscripted and rather unprofessional, but I'm glad you guys are at least getting some enjoyment out of them, and it's always interesting to see the engagement and the interaction. We've actually had a couple comments last one, so thank you for those who commented, and it was pretty popular on Twitter too, but thank you. But yes, so today is going to be not about Magic. I know, I'm breaking people's hearts, but there really hasn't been any relevant news, and I don't really want to just yap about my thoughts on Magic or Commander. That's probably for a longer video. But what I wanted to talk about today is just a brain dump on my content, right? And I just want to preface this, but this is not me saying that I'm tired of streaming and I'm going to be retiring or graduating. That's not even in my, to-do list whatsoever. So this isn't me sneakily saying, oh, I'm done with streaming. But one thing I always try and do for all of you is just be transparent, right? This is the type of community that I'd like to say that we've created is one that not only welcomes you, but also, gives you support if need be, right? And I think, certainly for me, I try and be as open of a book as I can for you guys, right? Just because you guys are so important, and, really without you all, I really wouldn't be here right now. I would be listening to music, waiting for this wonderful person in front of me who has a green light. Okay, there we go. To drive. So green still means go. But yeah, so I think I want to just talk sort of just the type of content that I am making, the type of content I would like to make, and sort of how to move towards that, right? Obviously that's a very, very big, vague, question. And I think even for me, I don't even know the answer, right? I don't think I have 100% certainty on anything. Certainly the type of content I'd like to make, but also, how to get there, right? But I think just to start off with sort of what I feel about how I'm doing right now, not in terms of performance, because I mean, we're still relatively small, all things considered, so that isn't as important to me, but I think we've actually been doing really, really well in terms of, stream-wise, right? I feel although maybe my creative juices have been a little bit depleted the last couple weeks or last couple months, I still feel like streams have been going pretty strongly, right? Right now I'm sort of in a Satisfactory kick, and I know that's not everyone's favorite game to watch, and I can understand that, right? But one thing I always try and do is stream games that I want to play, and Satisfactory is the game I want to play right now. So I know a lot of people say try and have story games, try and have this, that, or whatever, but for me, I just want to keep streaming Satisfactory for the time being. I do have plans to start some story games again, which would be nice, and getting a series back for the channel. I think the next game we'll probably play is Inscription. That's been highly recommended, and I've played a little bit of it in the past, but never too extensively. But yeah, I think we've had a really good last couple months. Maybe last month was a little bit on the slow side, just with work and all of that stuff. But August was probably our biggest month yet. We hit like 3-digit follower total for that month, which is huge. So I think that's when we were playing. That's when we were like finishing up Elden Ring. We were doing some, pretty consistent collabs. So I think since then it's been pretty good, right? It's definitely. Oh, there's a school bus in front of me. I gotta stop. It's definitely. I think it's been going well, right? I think we've had a good mix of collabs and just entertaining streams. There hasn't really been any streams that I feel like have been me forcing myself to do it, which is good. But yeah, I think it's been pretty good, and I think a lot of people have enjoyed the streams too, which is nice. This little, that's adorable. I saw a bunch of kids get off a school bus and they hugged. Oh man. But yeah, so I think things have been going well, at least on Twitch. But this kind of segues nicely into the next yapping point, which is kind of the content I'd like to make, right? Sure, we've slowly been uploading to YouTube. I think these weekly podcast episodes, I think are good, and they're definitely a step in the right direction for me. But I think one thing I would definitely like to do is just branch out from Twitch more, right? And obviously that's very easy to say. I think that's a given for most streamers. But sort of what does that look like for me, right? And look, I'm not disillusioned. I'm not going to be making, vlogs or anything like that. There's definitely stuff I know that I don't want to do, which I can, get into later if need be. But I think just to sum it up, just sort of content separate from streams, right? And I think that also includes just uploading edited clips from my streams, right? As fun as that is, and as easy as that is, and as, good as that is to do, I think just, especially while I still have a good amount of free time, just working between the bar and the part-time work that I have isn't really equaling full-time quite yet. So I think we'll be sort of in this period of extended free time for at least a couple more months, I would imagine. So sort of non-Twitch related content. And, this isn't so much me looking for approval of some of these ideas that I'm about to go into, but it's also just like for ideas or advice, right? I would be lying if I said I was a professional at anything that I do, and that certainly comes up with, that certainly includes the brainstorming. I think coming up with ideas for streams and ideas for content is something that I'm not quite at the level of where I want to be. So I think any little steps I can take, or that people can suggest or that can help me with, I think is, greatly appreciated. So if there's a type of content or, I wouldn't so much say that, obviously if there's a game you want me to play, you can say it. But this is sort of, where the hell is this car? Oh, it's right there, okay. Is this guy gonna go? I mean, what are we doing here, guys? Please. Okay, I think we're good. Sorry, that was just really weird. There was just a cop that went by, and the guy that had the right of way just didn't move. So, is this guy really gonna cut me off? What are you doing? Oh my God. Jesus. What is up with people today? This person just ran a stop sign with... Oh, okay, you know what? That's fine. Apologies for that, chat. Apologies. I very rarely use my horn. And for me to use my horn, something must have gone wrong there. But anyways, back on track. So yeah, so if you have certain content that that you would like to see on the channel, feel free to let me know. I'm certainly open to most ideas. Again, I definitely probably avoid like real life content, but that's all well and good. But obviously, I think one thing that I would like to do is just sort of, certainly some low hanging fruits is maybe more like magic content. Magic is certainly something that I'm passionate about. It's just a pretty significant hobby and a game that I really enjoy playing. So I was thinking, a card a day or an unknown card a week, maybe a deck tech, maybe a set review. I don't know, something like that. That's sort of not so much me as a streamer talking about it, but maybe more me as a I don't want to use the word analyst, but an analyst for lack of a better term. So, not me reacting and haha streaming and clipping it. That's definitely one. Another one that I really want to do, which I think is a little bit more involved for me. Like, it's very easy just to say it, but I really want to make long-form scripted content. And again, this would be sort of more exclusive to YouTube, not so much on Twitch, but there's been, for lack of a better term, video essays, right? Where, maybe it's 10, 15, 20 minutes of very scripted, very edited content where we talk about this, this thesis that we have, or this point that we want to make, right? The problem with that is I have woefully underestimated how tough writing a script is. Script writing, for me, is, for some reason, very difficult. Very, very difficult. I remember when I posted those couple, like, random Magic the Gathering shorts, like, this was in, like, it's when I was still a duck, so it was probably last year. It was those scripts, and the video was, I think, maybe 30 seconds, maybe 25 seconds. Those scripts, like, to write the script and to record the audio took me probably an hour to do. A lot of that, sure, was messing up and sort of re-recording, but probably out of that hour, to write a script that was 30 seconds long was probably 20, 25 minutes. Now, given that was my first time doing it, I'm very inexperienced, and I'm also very critical on myself, so those three things certainly weren't working in my favor, and that's probably something that would get better over time. But yeah, I just don't. The other issue is I'm also not really. I mean, I'm comfortable in an editor, I would say, right? I could definitely use like basic editing, trimming, clipping, but to do like, more in-depth editing than that, I think would certainly be a non-zero lift. And I don't really have the money to hire an editor, so it would be something that I would have to learn, by myself. So, but I've had some ideas for video essays in the past. I think they're certainly relevant. And I think, it would be fun to have, maybe we shoot for, once a month or once every 2 months, or also just not time boxing it and just saying whenever I feel like it, or whenever there's something that I feel is worth talking about to that level. So yeah, that was sort of the big idea that I've had. I also want to just do more. This is a very, cliche, if you will, but just more engagement, right? I feel like a lot of what I try and do, I'm not quite sure how to get people excited about it, right? To build hype, to not only create something that I myself that I am excited with, but other people are, and that excitement sort of builds, and we can, do a lot of fun stuff with that excitement, right? Not to say we're gonna, be a sellout and you know, all of that stuff. I'm not saying that. I'm not even saying to monetize it, but I think it's just more fun to do stuff when more people are excited about it, right? And obviously that's a give and take, right? I mean, not everybody, you can't please everybody. And, you know, at the end of the day, I can't fake my excitement, right? And I don't want, you know, you guys to feel that way or to do that just to make me feel better. So, yeah, so I'm going to be looking for help on like how to try and build hype around a couple things. I will say, I do have a couple in like the very near term. I have a couple really cool project ideas, if you will, or event ideas that I think you guys would like. There's actually going to be one later this month, which I really got to get my ass planning for. So feel free to, you know, definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, I think just to sum it up, making content off Twitch, something that includes, you know, not only just editing and uploading short clips from my stream, right? I think it would be cool to do like a monthly clip, you know, monthly clip compilation. Maybe that's something that we could look at. Again, that's more like a one-off video that wouldn't really happen, you know, too often. But yeah, so definitely doing stuff off Twitch, I think, is the big umbrella. What that looks like on YouTube, on TikTok, on, you know, Coffee, whatever it may be, I think is a whole other question. And, you know, obviously there's ideas for longer form content that would take a long time to record, to edit, and, you know, to upload, and those would be more one-off videos. Some more regular videos that require less editing, less runtime, but also easier to consume, if you will, and produce. Those are the, you know, the magic related content, some of the shorter video essays maybe. You know, maybe we'll do game spotlights, maybe we'll do game reviews, I don't really know. But, you know, I kind of want to see if we can't not evolve from Twitch, but evolve only from Twitch, right? But yeah, obviously this isn't going to happen overnight, and I'm somebody who has trouble waiting and being patient, so I'm sure there's going to be a certain point where I try a bunch of stuff and a lot of it's not going to work, and I'm going to get discouraged. So, but, you know, that's how life is. I think it's just good to have some mindfulness and self-compassion in these times. But yeah, I think just to sort of come to a close as I'm pulling up on work here, I think things are going pretty good. Obviously, we're still gunning for, you know, the 1,000 followers by the end of the year. We're 92 away as of today. So if you aren't following my Twitch channel or subscribe to my YouTube channel, you totally should. We have the 9S cosplay promised if we hit 1K this year. But yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, if you guys have any ideas, not only for, you know, as I said, the type of content that you would like to see, or, you know, maybe some stuff on Twitter you'd feel particularly motivated to engage in, or would like to, you know, whatever it may be, just tell me. And also, please suggest ideas for Fizz drives to work topics. I thought when I started this, I was like, oh, I'm going to have a laundry list of stuff that I want to talk about, and that's going to include blah, 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 blah. And then after, well, I guess 2 weeks ago, I was like, oh, shit. Well, without the magic stuff, I don't really know what to talk about. So today was sort of my first non-news related, you know, topic. So hopefully it went well, and, you know, you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, I think that's it I have for you guys today. Thank you all for watching and listening, and I'll see you again real soon. Okay, goodbye. Get out of here. Goodbye.